Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Kind of have a headache today, so it's already going on 6 o'clock, maybe 5:30. I'm just starting this video. While I started making all my notes, because I always get, sidetracked or lose my focus somehow and forget what I'm talking about, I realized that if we went over the entire wheel, all 8 Sabbaths, it would be a very, very long video, and I'm not really sure if anyone watches videos that are longer than a half hour. But I like to try to stay around that mark, at least for now, until we get this going. So I figured we can I'll list the 8 different Sabbaths and just go over that briefly, and we'll go into Imbolc, which is coming up February 1st. And that way maybe you'll understand that one just a little bit more, and I'll start doing them for each season change or Sabbath or festival as each one approaches, so that way you'll know what the colors are, the herbs are, the crystals are, different ritual stuff, just as a guide. So hope you all are okay with that. Hopefully we won't have too many distractions from my adorable animals tonight. Callie moved to behind me, but I'm sure she'll get up here eventually. So, there are a total of 8 Sabbaths on the Wheel of the Year. Are the Pagan Wheel, Celtic Wheel. Everyone has a different version. Everyone wants to call it something else, and everyone has different beliefs. So I'm more in with the whole spirituality of nature, and that goes along with the Wheel of the Year, because it's like really about the seasons, the changing of the seasons. So, let me start. Okay, so Wheel of the Year actually starts with Halloween or Samhain, October 31st, or around about October 31st, because each of these festivals go off of solstices or equinoxes. It's not always the same date every year, if that makes sense. So after, that's what starts our wheel. Samhain starts our wheel. I guess ends our wheel. Starts our wheel. No, yeah. We start with Samhain. And then we have Yule, which is winter solstice, for a couple days in December, around the 21st. Then we have Imbolc, which is coming up here on February 1st. This year it's February 1st, so the eve would be January 31st. Sometimes it's the 1st into the 2nd. Then we have Astara, spring equinox, around March 21st. Easterish time. So all of this, well, let me finish the last couple Sabbats before I get into any different rants. After Ostara, we have Beltane, or May Day, which is May 1st. And we have Litha, or Midsummer, or Summer Solstice, which is around June 20th, 21st. Then we have Lunasa, which is like a harvest day, one of the first of the 3 harvest days, and that is August 1st to 2nd ish. And then we have Mabon, which is autumn equinox, and that's like September 21st ish. So everyone does everything differently. We talk about this every Wednesday pretty much. But with these different holidays, there's 4 that we would call fire festivals, or the major Sabbats, or I'm losing it. But initially, pre-Christianity, Celtic history, there were only 4 major Sabbats, which are Imbolc, Beltane, Lunasa, and Samhain. They later included the solstices, and that is known as the lesser Sabbats. And they would be Yule, Ostara, Litha, and Mabon. So tonight we're going to just kind of talk a little bit more about Imbolc, celebrating it, what you're honoring, different things like that. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place tonight. But, okay, so Imbolc, or Brigid's Day, is about, well, we honor the goddess Brigid. Some people, I go with Saint Brigid, but Imbolc is halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So we want to celebrate the return of the sun and it staying lighter out, like the growing light. It's like celebrating the home and hearth, and I guess think of it as a time for fresh starts and new goals. Shedding old layers you no longer need and no longer serve your intentions. Where was I? Oh, yeah, shedding layers. Imbolc traditions echo like the anticipation of warmer days, and its energy awakens nature from its wintry slumber, so to speak. Make sense? So you don't have to look at it as Wiccan or pagan or Celtic. You can look at it just as something more nature-based. Or you can dive more into the history if you want. So it's linked to the Celtic goddess Brigid, who is a solar deity associated with the beginning of spring. She's the goddess of fire and renewal and illumination, creativity. There's different things that you can do around your home, like the night before, you can leave offerings outside, like seeds or bread or Bridget's cross, or a corn husk doll, for her to protect your home and ask for abundance in the coming year. Or you could light a candle. It's not just, some people, instead of calling it Bridget's Day, call it Candlemas. So you can light a candle. Warmer days are coming. There's different colors that go along with each different changing of the season. So a lot for Imbolc. There's mainly pastels, but also gold and silver, white, light green, but pastels and gold and silver and white would be like my main ones. If you work with herbs, certain herbs that would go with that Sabbath would be cinnamon, rosemary, basil, cedar, mint, angelica, maybe chamomile, dandelion, but the first week, cinnamon, rosemary, basil, cedar, and mint would probably be mine go-tos for that, but totally up to you and what you have. It's also, see, the pagan traditions and holidays, for feasts and offerings, you used what you had. So what we have in season right now during this time is things that you want to look at. What else? If you work with crystals over herbs, or you work with both, a few different crystals or minerals that would be good for Imbolc would be amethyst, moonstone, garnet, ruby, gold, silver, brass. Yep, that would be about my list. So if you're more into the candle stuff, you can use candles that would be in the colors for that Sabbath, like the pastels that I talked about, light green, light pink, white, gold, or silver. What else? If you look into the history, a lot of people would place crosses or corn dolls in their kitchen, for the goddess Brigid to protect their home. What I was talking about earlier about leaving offerings outside your home the night before on the eve, for abundance in the coming year. You can incorporate all that stuff if you want to. It's entirely up to you. I just talk about these things as a guideline. I try to give some history. I try to give some input and on what I do, but ultimately I just want you to make it your own. If you are just a solitary practitioner, like me, I don't have a coven or anything. I never have. I have a close circle of friends, and sometimes, we do work together, but for the most part, I am always solitary. So you can use that holiday as something solely for yourself, self-reflection, self-love. Do some journaling, light a candle for yourself, do some meditation. I talked about shedding layers for things that no longer serve you. Get rid of that stuff. This is really the start of the year. So think about it as something for you too. Some people don't dive into the Wiccan, pagan traditions, and they want guidance on just to be a better version of themselves. So, journaling would be a big thing that I would go to. Really get rid of everything that's no longer in your best intentions. Shed the old layers, get rid of them. Fresh starts and new goals. That's really what that Imbolc would be about. Some people really get into things like symbols and animals, and the different food offerings and colors and crystals and herbs. I did go over crystals and herbs and colors, but I don't get into always symbols and animals unless it's something I'm working with at the time. But I'm gonna give you the list here. So some of the symbols for Imbolc would be candle flame, snowflakes, seeds, a besom or a broom, Brigid's cross, a serpent, sheep. Sheep is a big one with Imbolc because it's when the ewes would be lambing, so they would be providing milk, and it would start the ball rolling for the warmer days to come. Animals, there's deer, cow, again sheep, bear, wolves, and any burrowing or hibernating animal like groundhogs would be on that list. So I think I went over all of my Imbolc notes. Imbolc is one of the 4 fire festivals, or greater Sabbats, also known as Midwinter or Brigid's Day. The next holiday after this one would be Ostara, which is spring equinox. And that's going to be March 20th, 21st-ish. So in a couple weeks, I'll do another Wednesday video for that one. If anyone has any questions about the Wheel of the Year, or they want to know anything deeper or further, I know I didn't go into all of the holidays, but I figured it would be better to do it this way. We're already at, 20 minutes, 20-some minutes on the video. I guess something else I could say is sometimes people only observe two of the greater Sabbats, which are Beltane and Samhain. Beltane is the celebration of life. Samhain is celebrating death. Both of those Sabbats are very important if you're dealing with the spiritual realm, because for both of, most people always think that the veil is the thinnest for Samhain on the night of Halloween or the 1st of November, but really the veil is the thinnest for Beltane and Samhain, between our world and the spiritual realm. So some people don't really even observe any of the other Sabbats. Even some people only observe the four greater. They don't even worry about the 4 lesser, but it's good to know all 8. You can also dive into because it's all about astrological stuff, you can break it down even more into different lesser Sabbats than the main 8. But we can get into that a little bit more when we talk about moon magic one of these days, because a lot of people were into the moon magic when I posted the poll on Facebook. So a lot of that will fall in with that, with different days and lunar cycles and stuff like that. So, I think I did okay. And none of the animals really bothered me tonight. I just had Callie come behind me the one time, and now she's gone. She's probably looking for food somewhere. That cat never stops eating. I guess that's all. I feel like I'm forgetting something tonight, but maybe it's because I wasn't actually doing or showing you anything. Last week we did some sigils, and we've done candle magic and simmer pots. Oh, if any of you are still watching this, and it's now almost 25 minutes into the video, because my first ever Witchy Wednesday was a simmer pot, and that was such a cluster of a day, and the video completely cut out, and I honestly had not a clue what I was doing, because, well, I don't know. You get into your 40s and you forget technology and how to work it sometimes, but before I get on a rant, I really want to do the simmer pot video again, full length, maybe something like this, maybe where the audio doesn't cut out and you can actually hear me. We could talk about ingredients and different things, all the things. So if you would like me to redo that again, please let me know. You could comment on this video on YouTube. You can send me a message on business pages, on Facebook or Instagram. You could tell me in person at the shop if you're shopping. Just let me know if you'd like to see that over again, and maybe the video actually makes sense this time. But I hope you guys have a good night. I'll be uploading this directly after I stop the video. Last time it did take quite a while for the video to upload to YouTube. I don't have enough followers or subscribers on YouTube yet in order to do my video right through there, so I have to record it and then upload it. But once I have 50 subscribers, I'll be able to even go live on YouTube, and it should get easier. But at least we got the video stuff straightened out for now, hopefully. I'll see you guys soon. Let me know if you need anything. Love y'all.